Great morning, great morning, great morning. I am Nicole D. Jones, and I am just happy and grateful for another day. I'm happy and grateful for life. I don't take days for granted. I don't take life for granted. I don't take you for granted. I'm happy and grateful for you. It's Meal Prep Monday, where we're dealing with our mindset, education, accountability, and lifestyle. God gave me a vision that I believe I just know it. If we deal with our mindset and whatever's going on, we educate ourselves on that topic, that subject. We keep accountability around us as we're doing with these calls. Your lifestyle changes. It has to grow. It has to prosper. It has to show, right? Because as we do these things, we are allowing ourselves to line up with our original DNA. We're spirit with soul wrapped in flesh. So our initial citizenship is kingdom. Okay, so I want to come on here on Mondays, remind you that you are healthy, that you are wealthy, that you are prosperous. Everything that your hands go to touch, it must, it shall, and it will manifest, prosper, and grow great things because you are great. Okay, we are not perfect, but we are created out of perfection. Therefore, through this journey, as we're going through this journey, we're going to continue to allow our flesh to die so that we line up with the perfection, so that when we are finally perfected, we should be going to our final destiny. All right. So, of course, it's again Meal Prep Monday. I've been coming on here very intentional on vision. Okay. Very intentional on vision, not vision in a aspect of everyone on the hype of New Year's resolutions, new beginnings. We have this whole synergy that's going on at the beginning of every year. You either writing a vision and making it plain, or you are doing New Year's resolutions. Okay. I don't do New Year resolutions, but I do believe that because we are purpose people, our life, our journey is purpose. We do the book, the BIBLE, as we do personal growth and self-development. Jehovah God has already laid out the plan that we write the vision and make it plain. But I like to deal with verse 3 and 4 of Habakkuk 2 and 2, okay? So that those around you may see it and run with it, that at its appointed time, in due season, it shall come to pass. So that tells me that when we write the vision and we make it plain, when we learn to submit to Jehovah God and we walk out humility, that we cannot do anything but manifest, prosper, and grow great things because we're lining up with our purpose, our original DNA. Okay? So here's the deal. We know that the first thing we talked about was being intentional. All right? You got to be intentional on your vision. You got to be purposeful when you write it. You got to take time. You got to write it from a place of where it's coming from, out of your spirit. Okay? Be intentional. Intentionality never stops, no matter what you're doing through your purpose, walking it out through your vision. All right? You also got to know that you got to recognize that you self-sabotage. All right? We got to learn how to own our stuff. The vision, it doesn't prosper and grow, not because it's not there, not because it's not purpose, but because sometimes we walk into self-denial. All right? I want to write the vision and make it plain so that the people around me will see it and run with it too. They'll keep me accountable. Okay? This is why I say all the time, you got to know who has access to you and who you're accessing. You got to know why. All right? You got to know why. Everything is intentional in your life, in this journey. It's intentional. It's predestined. God knows all things. Nothing happens by chance or surprise to him, just to us. All right? You got to remember that. So when your days and on this journey, when the fog comes to try to make your vision blurry, you got to know how to fall back. You have to know how to self-medicate. You have to know how to restore and heal with the Holy Spirit that's left with us to lead, guide, and direct us. You got to know how to do that. So you got to recognize that you self-sabotage, sometimes not even purposely. Anytime you think or speak in doubt, it's self-sabotage. Sabotaging. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. But you get it, okay? So that's why we got to take every thought captive. That does not what? That does not magnify you, that does not enhance you, that does not glorify you. You don't walk in vain and arrogance or pride because we're learning to submit and be humble. Okay? That's how you're the best version of you. We are being the best versions of us through a posture of submission and humility, never arrogance and pride. That's why I can come and speak as boldly as I need to, because I know that's what we're doing. I know we're intentional on being the best versions of us, unapologetically, okay? So, okay, intentionality. We don't want to self-sabotage. Today, I want to add to our list, you know what I'm saying? I hope, you taking notes. Note takers are money makers. Shout out to B. Burrell if she's on the line. She's a mentor of mine. She taught me that a long time ago. Note takers are money makers. But anyway, all right. So again, we're going to stay intentional. All right. I lose focus. Intentionality, that's your mindset. All right. That's your priorities. Don't self-sabotage with your words. That's really my focus with that. All right. Our words that we think and speak. Okay. But now I want to add to it. All right. You have to be an innovator. You got to be an innovator. While we're doing the vision, all right, you have to be innovative in this new normal, okay? First of all, you got to recognize we are in a new normal. It's never going to go back to how things were before COVID, okay? COVID came to disrupt, all right? Every disruption, being a disruptor is not a bad thing all the time. It's just shake things up, lay the foundation correct. Where there may be cracks in your foundation, disruption comes in and chisels out the places and the things that need to be realigned, okay? So you have to be an innovator. You have to be innovative in your new normal. You have to be a thought leader, okay? You have to be a thought leader. So what is an innovator or innovation? I can't remember which one I defined. Innovate, either way, innovator, all right? It's introducing new ideas. It's original and creative in thinking. So you have to become a thought leader. Now, what is a leader? What is a leader? First of all, you got to decide that you're going to be a leader. One of the mentors that I follow is David Monetier, and he talks about this all the time, that every vision from God impacts others. So when you decide, you got to decide that you're going to be a leader, your posture changes. Leaders don't walk around slouched. Leaders don't walk around second guessing or assuming. Leaders stand upright. Your shoulders are back and broad. You're confident, all right? Not arrogant, but you're confident in what it is that you're doing and you're leading, all right? But there's a process of getting there because we're human, okay? So leadership, you have to know that leaders influence, all right? Leadership is not based off of what you like, what your money is. Everybody think that, because people have money, people want to follow people with money, but everyone who has money is not a leader, all right? So you'll go follow the money and not the value. And then you wonder why you in the places that you are. Money doesn't define leadership, okay? We understand that every tool that we need, it's in us in an overabundance. You can't buy what's in you. You create, you mold, you shape, you build up what's in you that it'll come outward. That's free. So look at this. A leadership is influence, okay? How can I add value to others? Because increasing your value will increase your influence. David Monetier talks and he teaches us this all the time. To be a good leader is determined, it's leveled, it's gauged, it's waged off of your value, how you influence people. All right. What do you bring to them? If someone comes and spends the day with me, do they leave with some nugget, with some seed, something of substance and value that will give them a Selah moment or aha moment? All right. If I can't give you value that's gonna make you or help you grow in your processing, then I'm not a good leader. Okay. So, oh Lord, you want to ask yourself when you decide to be a leader, how can I add value to others? Think daily. You got to look at ways to do it, and then you bring it. Developing the leader within you will help you develop the leaders around you. Okay. Anyone who walks with me knows I've been in a different space for over 15 months. All right. I've been in a different space. All right. This is before my father passed. When my father passed, it just took me deeper in the space that I was already in. But that space is a place where I've had to look at Nicole Denise Johnson, not Nicole D. Jones. See, I had to go back to those roots and those places and really begin to dig out some stuff. All right. But in that digging, in that willingness to look in my mirror, not someone else's, in that time of dealing with the plank in my own eye and not the speck in someone else's, I was able to, or I am becoming and walking out the things that I've been able to see that are not pleasing, that have to be, removed through operation to become a better, healthier me. All right. And then the conversations and the people that are close to me, our time is different. It should even feel different. All right. Anyone who's on this line that walk with me, if ain't nothing different, I need for y'all to call me after the call because we need to talk because I'm thinking something that ain't true. But real talk, when you decide to be a leader, okay, when you decide to be a leader, you got to understand that you got to increase your value. That's what makes you a good leader. And the only way you can increase your value is you got to start working on the inner me, because we understand that that's the biggest enemy. All right. So you got to choose. You got to decide that you want to be a leader. All right. So you also got to understand that there's nothing that we deal with that hasn't already happened. All right. So when we think of like the new norm, we think of technology. Listen, baby boomers, I love y'all, but y'all got to understand that technology is just going to continue to grow. Even some of the, Generation X, we got to understand like technology moving. Like, I don't like social media, but I got to go into it if I want to fulfill the vision that Jehovah God has given me. Okay. I got to go into it. I got to put my face on I think it's Facebook. I got to put my face on Facebook. But listen, that's a platform. I am very intentional. I don't post old pictures. And if I do, it's a reason, it's a story, it's a comment about it. I'm not about to have anyone thinking that I'm living a jet life if I'm not. Okay. You control the technology that's around you. You make a decision to be true to you. All right. I'm not going to cast my vision in social media like I'm living it now. I'm going to have my safe place where I can cast the vision, and I'm going to document my process. I'm good with that. All right. So listen, I say that because we got to understand that we're in a new normal. There's been a hard reset. Okay. So we've got to learn how to take the things that are here, and we got to work it for our advantage, work it for our good. But a lot of times things are happening and we think that it's new. And we're like, oh my God, no. Everything that happened in the BIBLE, okay? When y'all do the personal growth and self-development, don't be afraid to go to the Old Testament. Read it under the influence of the Holy Spirit, and he'll give you revelation, all right? Noah, Noah was an intentional thinker. When God came and talked to him about the ark, he had to be innovative thinker. Okay. How did maps come? They didn't just pop up now. We didn't get atlases now. Like, all this is from before. Okay. So there was something that shifted and changed it, and it had to be documented. All right. So there's purpose and vision in what you're doing that will be documented. And later on, it's going to be looked upon the same way. Jacob sliced jeans. You know that? When he was herding the sheep, he sliced the jeans of the sheep to make the flocks grow. So this whole, cloning, not cloning, but, IV or whatever with the baby, like, this is not new stuff. Okay. So we can't be intimidated by it. All right. We can't be intimidated. Right. That the enemy will use modern technology to discourage you from your purpose. So be careful with that. Okay. So you gotta, like, Lord, I done lost my place. I'm all over the place. But here's the thing. You gotta be willing to be an innovator. You have to be a thought leader. All right. I told you what that is. You also have to be willing to talk to God. All right. Listen, if we're going to be an innovative thinker, if we're going to be a leader, you got to talk to God about it. All right. So when you're doing your affirmations, when you're in your quiet time, in your quiet space, that's when you have to be willing to ask the questions to God. Okay. You cannot be an innovative thinker, a thought leader, without consulting the original thought creator. Okay. Or you will lead to your own understanding. All right. So you got to start having leader conversations. I've been having leader conversations with God. Okay. I need to know what that looks like. Who am I supposed to talk, influence? All right. Talking to him makes me not get caught up on if anybody likes my posts. All right. I'm already tripping that I got to go into social media. But because I'm having leadership conversations with the OG, I ain't tripping off of all that. I'm just following direction, knowing that it's going wherever it's supposed to go. Okay. So you got to be willing to have those leader conversations, and you have to be intentional and know that intentional thinking, innovating thinking, it develops the art of thinking big. All right. So you got to be intentional to be innovative. And that's what begins to create the art. It massages your little chromosomes in your brain so that you'll learn to think bigger. Okay. If you keep doing it, your thoughts and your vision is going to expand because it starts to come alive in you. All right. So you got to put these ideas in your future. You got to put them in the future. What is future? It's it's time that is to come. What is going to happen? All right. That's what future is. See, so there's a process to all of this. When you become an innovative thinker, when you decide to be a leader, you're doing these things, and then you're doing the back work. You're doing the behind the scenes work in your time. Increase your time with God. Increase it. Be intentional to have leadership conversations with the one who created you and knows the plan of your purpose. Whew, man, I want to throw this book and run in this kitchen, but I'm tired. All right. Anyway, now, as a man thinketh, so is he. As a man thinketh, so. Listen, everything goes back to the book. Everything goes back to the book. But in church yesterday, Brother Barlow said this, and then I'm going to go. He said, a man without vision is a man without a future. A man without a future will always return to his past. Then he began to talk about cycles, addictions, relationship. Well, he said it, soul ties. A man without vision is a man without a future. A man without a future will always return to his past. Listen, we got to be purposeful. We have to decide we're going to be a leader. We have to understand that every vision from Jehovah God, it impacts someone else. So we've got to take the time to do the hard work to be a good influencer. We got to take the time to do the hard work to understand the value of whatever it is that we're going to give. And we got to be willing to want to produce leaders. Okay? We don't want to buy leaders. We don't want to buy into leadership. We want to be it. All right? It shouldn't take, when you have an innovative mind and you're willing to allow it to grow, it's not like I sit up here and have these, we're going to have a meeting. And in this meeting, the only meeting I do is on Monday. Monday morning, this is a meeting, all right? Every first and third, when we deal with the women, if I'm the one speaking, that's a meeting. Any other time, I'm being, okay? I am being who I am unapologetically. I can do it because I know that I'm doing it through a posture of submission to Jehovah God, willing to peel back my own layers, all right? Peel back my own onion. And it is birthing humility. I don't have to sit up here and think about being humble. I don't. I'm so engulfed in conversations with God that it just comes out. I can't help it anymore. So I don't have to rehearse a script when we come together. If I call you and say that we gonna get together and go eat, I promise you, that is my thought. I'm not sitting over here thinking like, oh, okay, so when I get her out there, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. No, I don't do that. What is on my heart? I want to go to Houston, baby. When can we go? I ain't been since the last time we been. That's what I'm thinking. But once we get together, where 2 and 3 are gathered in my name. Listen, what's in you gonna show up everywhere you go. Y'all think about that. What's really in you is gonna show up everywhere you go. So what's in you? Innovative thinker. What's in you? Value leader. Okay. So what time is it? Because I feel Ming Lee coming out. It's 10:25. I'm gonna stop because we're not doing that. All right. So just remember, while we're dealing with our vision, we're gonna focus on the things that will stop us, that will discourage us. Just pointing out little nuggets so that we can make sure we stay in line. So be intentional. Do not self-sabotage. All right. Understand that while we're walking out vision, life itself is going to bring fog. It's going to bring trials and tribulations. It's going to bring it. We got to learn how to count it all joy so that even in the fog, we don't get discouraged and put the car in park or even reverse. All right. We just slow it down. We learn how to use our fog lights. We even learn how to pull over to the side if necessary, but we never lose focus that we're trying to get home. Okay. Then we want to be innovative. All right. We want to be a leader. We want to make sure that we're taking that additional time with the ultimate leader to understand what that looks like for us as we are being who we are unapologetically, because we're doing it through a posture of submission to Jehovah God, and we're allowing our journey to be walked with feet of humility. All right. So remember to stay humble, stay focused, stay positive. Be the best version of you unapologetically, because you're necessary, you're relevant, you're needed. I need you. Okay. And no one else can do it but you. All right. Have a fantabulous rest of the day on purpose. Smooches.